Hello, welcome pen friends. I'm here to do a little bit of a recap for you right out of my ink journal of the Inkvent, DiamineInkvent day 11 through 20. So it's been going really great for me. I noticed as I was just kind of reviewing the tiles and looking at everything, there's only been 3 that are not shimmer in this 10 days. So that's interesting. That may be responsible for why I stopped inking a different separate pen every day. I stopped right about when we got to Diamine Merry and Bright. That was the last day that I did a separate pen. And since then I've been using my dip pens, which I've got the Serendipity going and I've got the Sailor Hokoro. So it just is better for me because I can just see what my end of the month is going to look like, and I'm going to be at the sink for a long time cleaning pens because I've got so many in their shimmer, so they can't be left forever. They just can't be left, in any pen for that long. I won't do that anyway. Okay, so, but it's been fun. I think there's only been one day during this 10-day period where I felt so harried and I didn't get to sit down at my ink desk until like 6:30 in the evening, which to me is always reading time. But other than that, I've been keeping up. I've enjoyed it every time I open the new little bottle, and it's just, a lot of fun. It is going to be, it results in a lot of ink and a lot of decisions at the end. But let's just go ahead and we'll dive right into my ink journals, and that way I can just show you, what I've been seeing. I'm not being very scientific about this other than the chromatography test and the little tiles. Of course, they show a little bit of the attributes, but purposely, I wanted to keep this fun and not really turn it into a job. But I will truly enjoy those comparisons later on, slowly, as I get into the color families, in 2024 and start doing more comparisons. I know I'll enjoy it. It's just that if you take and do that every day, you can end up not really enjoying it. At least that's what happened to me in the past. So this is my 3rd Inkvent, but it's not the first time that I've done, I've done several where I did 30 inks, 30 days, and I just kind of sucked the fun out of it by making it too complicated, I guess. That's a simple way of putting it. So I am really happy that I haven't done that this time because there's plenty of time for that. And there are certain color families like brown and different ones that I'm still interested in honing in on a favorite. So, yeah, because I now have another bottle of 50 States, Sailor 50 States Texas, and that is my favorite brown still. But there are certain color families like brown where I'm still really, really wanting to dive in and look at it. So let's go to the ink journal. Meet you there. Okay, so we left off with Velvet Emerald. And so this is the first one of this new group. It's the Diamine Glacier. And it's a Star Bright. Okay, so I've got a lot more to learn about Star Bright, but it's a shimmer in my mind, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, but we'll get into the ink journal for the big details. And then next was Bah Humbug. And this one I think is pretty much really winning over there at Atlas. They have a daily thing on Instagram where you vote. And this one just, I guess, can't be beat so far. It is pretty unique, so we'll see what happened in my nib here in a minute. And then Weeping Willow, Bah Humbug is a chameleon, by the way. I guess I didn't label those cards because it gets really cluttersome if you label the cards with everything. So Weeping Willow is a standard and quite light for me, but it's got some, wow, have I seen some beautiful artwork over on Instagram. By the way, never buy ink because unless you're an artist. If you're a writer, do not buy ink based on beautiful artwork on Instagram. That's my wisdom for the day. Okay, I've done that. The next one was Diamine Rainbow's End. Oh gosh, this is gorgeous. Another chameleon. And yeah, someone told me slanting it's not going to do anything. But there really isn't much else I can do on here to show you. But you'll almost have to see these in person to really get the effect. And then next is Walnut, which is a standard. And this is a very interesting ink, actually. And it was dark enough for me, so I was thrilled about that. And then next up was Marion Bright, a beautiful green. It reminds me of Colorverse in its Colorverse Supernatural in its base color. And it is a shimmer, just gorgeous. Now, Diamine has two other ones, Magical Forest and something Ivy, Golden Ivy. So they have a silver and a golden shimmer ink that are gorgeous already. So that was one that I almost did stop and pull out my cards, but I've incredibly been so busy, so I didn't yet. But I will look forward to doing that, because knowing what they already have and what, you know, what this is, that'll be really fun. Okay, so then over here we have Lavender Frost. Here's the tile for that, and it's a shimmer. It's real pretty. I think it was a little light for me, which also might mean I need a different pen, you know, to work with. And then next up was Diamine Blizzard, a shimmer ink. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
8:10 a.m.
I usually have been avoiding that clock, but there it is. Anyway, this is pretty too. And then, okay, this is one of the three that wasn't a shimmer. It is a scented ink, Diamine Cinnabon. This was yesterday's. That's pretty. It's really, really gorgeous. And then, which is very subjective, right? And next up is Astral, which my one thought this morning when I was playing with this was, oh, the cleanup. But I had it only in dip pens and it cleaned up really good so far. So, but I couldn't quite bring myself to put this in a demonstrator, but it's just really something. I mean, very shimmery and chameleon, so there's going to be all kinds of things to learn about that. Okay, let's switch over into the actual ink journal, which is one from Goulet. This thing's sticking out here. Oh, I guess that's just like a bookmark. This is from Goulet, and it's 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I bought my actual Inkvent calendar from Atlas Stationers, so I put their little sticker on the front here. So let's get in here and just kind of look and see what's going on. Okay, so starting again, now my cards are upside down here, with the Glacier. I put this in a, I'm sorry, I got distracted by a little notification, which I have everything on Do Not Disturb, and it's good news for something that we've been trying to get to happen. So anyway, very good news. Okay, so I put this in my TWSBI Swipe. Let's see. I thought that this would be, yeah, let me make sure that that's right. I've got everything in order, yeah. So it's in here, and it's a broad nib, and this really did good. I did write on it later on some paper from Italy that is drier paper, if you want. It's the only words I can think of to describe it, and it didn't do as well. But on Tomoe River paper and letter writing, I was good. So this is wonderful. Let me see if I can show you the splats. The splats are impressive. Of course, they always are. When they have shimmer in them especially, or sheen or anything, but oh wow. That's like one of my most fun parts of the day is going to the sink. I have a little like cardboard thing with a paper under it, and then I can really, you know, squirt those on there. So this was when I was still filling up pens, and I hadn't quite clued in yet. Let's see what else I said other than, wow, this is shiny. Okay, busy day, yep. The flow seems really good in the TWSBI Swipe. Happy to see the shimmer in every word. Okay, that's a pet peeve of mine. And I was seeing shimmer in every word, which, you know, that makes me happy, because if I see it rarely, then why bother, right? The base color better impress me a lot if it's going to be that way. But this was one of those where it seems like it distributes really well. Maybe it's just extra flowy or something. Oh, and here's where I said we have a new cat. He has chosen us. And yeah, we've got him well underway. We'll talk about that at the end. If I get talking about cats, there won't be anything else discussed. So, I already had to start over once. Okay, so then the next day, day 12, is this Diamine Humbug that's lit up the internet over there at Atlas anyway. It keeps winning their daily contest. I don't think anything has won, or, you know, blown it out yet. It is gorgeous. You can't, I mean, it's just amazing. I don't see the base color as blowing me away, but when they add in that, this is a Chameleon, and to me this just looks like a magenta shimmer or something, but of course it could be anything because it's a Chameleon. So let's see. Let me hold this up and maybe you can see that. It's just quite impressive. Oh, gee whiz, I know what's wrong. I need to make an adjustment here. Oh dear, well, my side lighting was off. It was set up so that I could do the face-to-face, so apparently I just left it that way. But yeah, it's really something. And I don't believe that this is just for artwork. This looks so nice in the nib. So I think people are, I mean, artists would be happy. Obviously they are over on Instagram. And writers, you're going to get readability. I said this ink gives me oxblood vibes right away. I thought of that because look at that base color. It really does look like oxblood, but it's got so much more when you lay over that green sheen and all of that shimmer, whatever it may be for color. I don't know. I may be colorblind because I come up with some interesting ones sometimes. Yeah, I said it's nicely saturated, flowy, and exotic. Yeah, I think it's exotic. It wouldn't be just the base color. It would be something we've seen, but wow. That's, yeah, okay. I'm giving it too much airtime probably for one ink, but okay. What did I put it in? I put it in my Diplomat Magnum with a broad nib. And yeah, it performed really well, so. And that was another busy day. Gee, I wonder why. New cat, Christmas season, painting all over the place, 2 projects inside, and both of us are trying to clean out our office, my library and his office. So yeah, it's been really busy, but I just used this pen for my writing challenge. It went very good, even on the Italian paper. Okay, so there's another one. So that shows you that they're not all exactly alike. I mean, Glacier didn't write on that paper from Italy very well, but this did. This Humbug is really something. Okay, so next up was, okay. Yeah, there's the little face there. I just didn't like this one. But I did run across some artwork that people had done with it where I thought, wow, okay. If I had that kind of talent, maybe I would like it. Because it's lovely. It's lovely. But if you're a writer, you just keep looking for something bigger, you know, for a nib, and then you end up with your ornamental number 4, and it still doesn't quite, like, see, it would just sort of run off, and then it would just lighten up. Anyway, I just didn't like it. But look at that chromatography. That's interesting. Very interesting. A little rainbow pink, greeny yellow, and like a turquoise. And then the splats show you how much shading and complexity there really is to this ink, even though for a writer, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you have a flex nib, or maybe you love these light ones and you have younger eyes than me. That could be. That would work. I put it in a TWSBI Go Smoke. So I have it in this with a nice broad nib. And it was, oh, that was my birthday. Oh, yeah, I was not exactly, anyway, the next day, that could have been my birthday ink. So we'll get to that one in a minute. But it was probably good that it wasn't a great, fantastic, fun ink on my birthday because I was busy that day anyway and having a good time. I even cooked spaghetti. We went to the bookstore. We had a wonderful day that day, and it was super busy, so it's not so bad to have a disappointing ink, I guess, if everything else is going well. But I would be really interested in those of you who are doing Inkvent. What did you think of this? Just all of a sudden, boom, there we were with a very light color. Of course, you got to have a palette. Even for Christmas, you need the lighter colors too if you're going to do a mouse or something or whatever. Okay, so then next up, this could have been my birthday ink. I really like this. And this is Rainbow's End. It's a gorgeous purple. And it is a chameleon. It's got all kinds of shimmer and yummy. And let's see. It even picks up well with the water brush. So I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see. Rain. Did it rain that day or what? It's raining and cold, but not too cold. Well, that's good. Okay. Oh, and I was getting ready to take Toby to the vet. So here is that's the new cat. So here's the shimmer and splatty goodness there. That was fun. I really love this splat right here. I always seem to have a favorite. I keep splatting till I get one that I think is cute. So, and I put this in one of my favorite pens, the Jinhao X750 with a 0.8 stub. So it's a kind of a small stub, and it was really, really good in this. I liked it a lot. I know I even did the writing challenge with this too. So very, very pretty. Yeah, well, I did all that stuff. Okay. So next up was that brown I was telling you about, the Diamine Walnut. Nice and saturated. Look at that, and look at how it lifted with the water brush. I love it. I just love it. Must have been the day we took... well, I don't remember exactly which day. There's everything, every single day. Yeah, okay, we took, so this may have been the one where it was at night. Great day, we took Toby to see the vet. He got a good health report, his rabies shot, etc. Other shots too, Brevecto. And he was so good. He was so good that I don't know whether the vet believed me that he had been right on the street until a few days ago. Mercy. Anyway, yeah, he's got kind of an interesting story, but there'll be another day for that. Okay, so this was standard, and yet we got really impressive splats with some kind of dark steel colored sheen in there, and just, woo, that was fun. But it's nice and saturated, and it does the artsy stuff too with your water brush, so that's where I really liked it. Yeah, this one really made me take notice, and I always do with brown inks. I've got tons of little samples. I save it right down to the last drop because I'm always thinking there's more to learn about these brown inks. I'm obsessed with them. So, okay, so that was that one. Wait, what did I put that in? A TWSBI Swipe. Okay, so this is my other TWSBI Swipe with a broad nib, and it's the smoke one. And it went really well in this, but how can you go wrong with all that saturation? And as long as it has flow, and it did, so. I think it was, unobstructed by any kind of shimmer or anything else. It really helped, so. Okay, then day 16 was the gorgeous green Diamine Marion Bright. This is beautiful. It kind of looks like spring in the middle of Christmas or winter, but it's not that it's not a Christmas color, because it certainly is. It's just bright and cheerful. What did I put? Okay, I put this in okay, it may have felt... Why am I thinking this felt dry? Well, let's try it again and just see. I don't think so, but it is a medium nib after so much horsing around with broad nibs. Who knows? But this is a shimmer ink. Gorgeous, and it makes me want to get out those other two, the Golden Ivy and now it left me. Golden Ivy is the one with the gold shimmer, and then the silver shimmer, Magical Forest maybe, or something like that. Anyway, they're gorgeous, and the splats came out really nice too. That was a lot of fun to get that on there. Oh, gee whiz, yep. I was mowing grass that day. I tell you, I have many hats that I wear. I didn't wear a hat today, but I do have many hats. I said the shimmer in this one seems subtle. I'll try splats and see. Well, there's plenty of shimmer in there, but it seems very, very fine particle, and they're probably all like pooled up somewhere. Yeah, see, they're kind of, Anyway, I don't normally put the shimmers in my TWSBI Ecos, but then I thought, well, that'll look really pretty. And if it stains it green, it's a green pen, so it doesn't matter. But that was it for me for inking up a separate pen every day. I said, that's it, Chris. You're just going to be overwhelmed with it. I want to start January with maybe not a completely fresh palette. If there are some that I want to keep, like the Fude nibs, depending on whether they dry out. I don't think they will. We'll see about January. It's too soon, even though it's getting closer. Okay, so next, day 17, Diamine Lavender Frost, a shimmer ink. A kind of a, I don't want to say dusty, but a light lavender with shimmer. Let's see. And there's the splats. I said here what I'm thinking right now. I'm not sure what I think of this one. I'm sure the splats will be impressive. Well, sort of, yeah. And so far this has more readability than I expected. Yeah, but it was, to me, kind of dull. I didn't, but it'll be somebody's cup of tea, so. Oh, back on the 17th, Toby and Coco had 2 successful play dates, no fights. Well, Toby's, you know, he's completely integrated. I mean, it's just amazing how quickly that happened, but I wasn't going to take over with the cats. Okay. How others got this ink to look great on Instagram is beyond me. Ooh, I was kind of bitter there. No. There's the chromatography. Let's see. Quite interesting. It kind of left a little bit and then went right up. Let's see. Yeah, it does have a little bit of water resistance. You can see that the brush, the prints from the brush kind of did stay on the tile. So that's interesting. But yeah, it just didn't blow me away. But then again, you know, sometimes, I don't know, when you like a bright purple like I do, it just takes a special one. Like I think my favorite is, it's in the Muddy series by Robert Oster. Muddy Crown, I think, is my favorite muted purple. So, okay, so here is the next day, Diamine Blizzard, which is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I was surprised Blizzard didn't kind of start to unseat that Bah Humbug, but I guess it didn't. Okay, so I put this in my Serendipity first, and oh, wait a minute. I did ink up a pen. Okay, it's because the pen was on a different place. I did put this in a TWSBI Eco. I had planned not to do any more after the green one, but I couldn't resist this. And it is a little bit dry in this particular nib on the papers I'm trying to work on. Well, apparently if I was already writing it here on Tomoe River paper, it wasn't just the Italy paper. I've had a lot of experience with this pen, and it's a wet writer, so I'm surprised. But anyway, it's gorgeous, and certainly the splats are just amazing too. So that they didn't call it a Chameleon, just a shimmer ink. Oh, we drove out of town that day, and oh, I get so sick of being in the truck. I think we were in the truck like 4 or 5 hours. We had to circle back and find someone who had moved. So long story short, but okay. So I was giving cat reports there too. I like this. It's readable, and it'd be worth it to me to go back and try to find the pen that likes it. So maybe somebody here had it in a different pen that would work better. Or even I could stick with one of my dip pens with a broad nib or something. Serendipity would probably handle it really well. Okay, so then next, this is yesterday's, as I'm filming this, Diamine Cinnabon scented. I didn't even pay attention to the scent when I was doing this. I guess it didn't do much to me because I didn't pay attention. But I love how this looks in a Fude nib. And this is just the little Sailor Hokoro dip. And it just did phenomenal. Look at that. You wouldn't even know. I imagine somewhere in here I redipped. Maybe it looks like maybe right here. But it's not like it like runs off it or anything. This is a nice ink. And I didn't put it in a pen. I just used that dip nib. So that was it. And there's the chromatography down in the corner. And then the splats, which, you know, they tend to be a little flat when they don't have either shimmer or anything. But that's a nice variation in brown color. I love it. That's really pretty. Okay, so now for today's, which brings us up to date, which with only 5 days remaining, is Diamine Astral, which generally I run from this type of a, thing, because I've done so many where I'll ink the pen and either it'll be, so hard to clean or it'll be cloggy, but I don't know because I stuck with dip pens. I did the Sailor Hokoro 1.0 for my little cards, which I'll show you the cat cards in a minute. And then I did the Serendipity with a medium nib, which handled it really well. So this shows me that this is saturated enough and flowy enough, even for a medium nib. Let's see whether, not seeing just tons of shimmer, but there is some on the letter, on the medium nib writing. And then of course it's quite a blast over here on the splats. Oh boy, that is something else. It worked really well with a water brush. It's way more saturated than you need it to be to lift with a water brush, so that's good. So that's pretty much it for these 10 days. I just can't believe it. 5 days left, and it's going to be just like 30 inks, 30 days. I can just tell I'm going to be sad, like, oh, it's over. So I'll have to get creative and see what's next. But okay, so let's look at the, just real quick, we'll look at the cards. I've got the Waringle cards, and showed you the first 10 last time, so we could skip over those. And then, let's see, I guess we'll get most of them in the viewfinder, and then I'll come back. So it just gives me a kind of a glance at how it does on this paper, and of course the cute little cats. That Bah Humbug, let's see. Yeah, that's impressive. It really is. And I guess that would be a color a lot of people would like. I mean, Diamine Oxblood is very popular too. So then I did notice one thing. Let me move this up so you can see what I'm looking at. I did notice the Diamine Cinnabon, much as I liked it, and it handled okay with what I was using. Let's refresh there. What was I using? Dip pens. Okay, I used the Sailor Hokoro. Okay, it was aggressive though. Around the edges you could see that is way more ghosting and almost seepage through that Tomoe River paper. And it did really act poorly on this swatch card. It feathered. I don't think that it ever feathers any of the inks I've ever done before. This is the first one that really kind of feathered into here and around the edges. So, but anyway, that's, just something to be aware of, I guess, depending on what you're going to write on. But I like doing these. They're kind of fun. Just to be able to kind of see them at a glance like this. So now there's 20 of them in here and only 5 more to go. So, okay, I think I'll try just a quick little bit more face-to-face and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so don't even ask me to pick a favorite because there's so many pretty inks here. And, wow, I mean, I like the Bah Humbug too. I'm just kind of surprised. I rooted for a few others as well. I like the rainbows and that purple Chameleon one. Now, oh boy, that's really pretty too. But actually, that one would be one that would be the closest maybe for me as far as like, oh, I like that one better. But I also like Velvet Emerald, which was from the first 10 days. That is really gorgeous. But again, it's so interesting how it's the nib too, because I put that in one of those Hongdian Fude nibs. And I just realized there was something else I was going to talk about, which I can still do. I'll just have to turn around and grab the pens real quick. But I wanted to just quick show you the 3 pens that I got 2 pens for my birthday, and one just sort of serendipity arrived at my doorstep, at my birthday. I don't think it was intended for my birthday, but it just came as a gift. So I'll try to remember to do that before I press stop. But like I said, this has been a lot of fun, but I've had a lot of thoughts about, like last year, I remember thinking, I'm never doing this again. Like, I'm not doing it again. But I'm not having that at all this year. So apparently I have struck on the right balance for me where I trust myself that I'm not going to, you know, delve in so deep that I don't get other things done too. And I have just had a lot of fun with it every chance that, you know, every time. And then doing the writing challenge with Tom at Ink Journal, the Open a Door to 2024. I'm keeping up with the writing, and then the posting over on Discord, I get a little bit behind because it's just, you know, the cats take priority, which that has been such a joy this week to get Toby to the vet and find out he's healthy, and he's about 2 years old, which, you know, now I guess I could talk about the cats. We're sort of off topic and then we'll go back on topic again, but Toby is a little stray cat that I've seen for quite a while, but he hadn't hung out here. He'd been at the neighbor and across the street and kind of patrolled the area, you know. And then at some point he started, I don't really know when, it seems like he was scoping us out for a while, and then he started coming here all the time, and he didn't look so good when he started coming, so I started feeding him. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, whether I was going to try to sponsor him into a shelter or what, but as he began to eat better, he got more friendly, well, he was never not friendly, but I just started to realize, wow, he's not your typical, you know, stray cat at all. He's super friendly, and he would follow me around when I was painting. And I mean, literally, he got paint on him, and he was always at my ankles. And if I would sit down, he'd get on my lap, and it's like, oh, this cat needs a home. I mean, this is not, you know, your typical situation here. Anyway, just out of the blue, Manuel said, well, let's just adopt him. Let's make the decision. So we did, and we took him to the vet and everything. And it's so great that he's getting along with the other cats. We haven't had, you know, other than one time where Princess just went kind of berserk, got herself cornered in the bathroom. But I've tried to redo this video so many times, I don't know whether I talked about it that. But anyway, that's been such a joy. And we will just keep going step by step. He's got a booster to get, and then he's got to get neutered, but he's inside. He's just delightful, you know. Coco just watches him and follows him around, and it's hard to believe Coco's the older one, you know. Coco's older, so because he's been the baby for so long, but he's being a good brother. So let me get those 3 pens, and that way we can kind of talk about pens here. So okay. I'm going to have another item too, because things being so busy as they are. Okay, so this is my primary birthday pen right here. I've waited for a long time to be able to play with this one, and I can't remember what I put in it. Let me open up my my secret weapon here. It tells me what ink I have in here. I should remember. Okay, here it is. Oh, okay, that's right. So this is the Hongdian N23. It's the Year of the Rabbit. And it has like a blade nib, a really cool nib. You know, these were real popular. Everybody was getting them. And when I got mine, it was to put away for my birthday because it was from Manuel. I asked him about it. I said, that's what I would like if you want to get it for me. So I put Sailor 50 States, Texas in this one. I need my head examined for inking more pens while I'm doing this Inkvent, but I love it. I love it. I love how it writes. Let's see. I actually wrote somewhere with it. What did I? Oh, I wrote, must be in the journal challenge because I'm not seeing a separate page for it. Anyway, we'll have to, I think this will go into January because I really want to keep writing with it, and I don't believe it's going to dry up. So then the other one, this one is a little Peter Popper press pen with a fine nib, and it's Midnight Floral. And this little pen actually has a story. So when I was in Vermont, I was in this little shop with my brother, and I kept circling around looking at this pen, and it was the only one they had. And I kept considering getting it because it wasn't expensive, but I wasn't spending on myself. It was really serious that I stick to my budget because I knew that we had a new roof coming, you know, and I kept circling around. Finally, you know, he asked me, what are you looking at? Like, oh, you like that pen? You know, he said, well, I never know what to get you. I'm going to get it and put it away for your birthday. And the minute that happened, I thought, oh, no, I can't buy it and start writing with it right away. So, but it was so cool because I forgot. I forgot all about it. And then when I opened it, I saw the pen box shaped box, and I was like, oh, that's right. Excuse me. I have a pen, and I put cross black in here, and it's really a good writer. Yeah, I mean, it's real elegant, black and gold. And I don't know about you, but did you know that Peter Popper Press made fountain pens? I didn't know that. I didn't know it. I had never seen one before. And it's interesting that both of my birthday pens kind of have that black and gold vibe on it going. So really cool. And then this is the other one that I was talking about. Okay, and I have not like memorized what the name of it is, but it's a Moonman or Mahon P136, and it's a piston filler. This has a medium nib on it. And I put Waterman, I'll put it up against my face or shirt so you can kind of see it. It has Waterman Serenity Blue in it, and it's a fantastic writer. So this was a pen, a gift from Pen Friend MS. And I have more than one pen friend with the initials MS, and my husband's initials are MS. So, okay. But anyway, they know who they are, and I have, I've written to thank them. So this is really, really incredible. And thank you. You know, to get to try it out. It's not one I probably would have purchased because I don't think I even had it on my radar or knew about it, which is good. I mean, the thing is that I like to research pens, but when I'm not buying, I don't. So it's interesting that it would come along like that. But it writes so good. There is definitely going to be a space for this pen in my collection. It's not going to go anywhere. So, oh, and I see where I wrote in the TWSBI Eco with the, I did fill one more pen after I said I wasn't going to. See, but that's good. When you say, okay, I'm going to use dip pens, but then an ink impresses you that much and you fill a pen, you know that it was, that you really like it. So there's going to be a lot of pen cleaning going on one of these days. And I bet you I'm not the only one. Oh, okay, here's another one, but the pen's not here. But that's okay. I bought myself something for my birthday. I bought myself the Van Diemen's Maryland ink. And it's a shimmer ink. Let's see if I can show you. So here it is in my, you know, entered in the, there we go. Let's see. Oh, everything up. I got it in a Lamy All-Star. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And it looks so good in the Lamy All-Star Vibrant Pink that it's probably going to stay there. I found out about this ink from Pen Friend Marilyn, who also has a YouTube channel and has written to me with this. And every single letter had shimmer in it. Every letter of every word. And that's rare. And that's really fun. I've seen that with J. Arbonne Amethyst de Laurel, and I've seen it with a few of the Diamine, like there's a Diamine Silver ink, Moondust. I think I've seen it with that, but it's not always the case that you get shimmer every single letter like that. So anyway, it's been birthday madness, Christmas madness, cats galore, you know, and painting outside and doing an ink writing challenge every day, which is, I love to write, and it's just replaced my night journaling, so it's great. And the ink of the day, which 5 more days, and no depression, no anxiety. Well, I won't say no anxiety, because when we get on the road in Corpus Christi, the driving is nuts. So even though I'm not driving, there's a tinge of that, but it's very interesting that being super busy, which I've never used as a method of lowering depression before, but it would be hard not to after this, because I guess I didn't have my activity level dialed high enough there for a while, because now that I'm busy, I just feel like a different person right now. So who knows, it might be the collective energy of Christmas or whatever, but yeah, it's a teaching moment, I think, for me to realize that it's okay to have some stuff going on. And I rest every night because I have to read to relax enough to sleep. So, excuse me, wow. I want water nowhere in sight. So I guess that's it for this video. So I need to go drink some water. But I hope you're enjoying your December. And whatever pens and inks you are writing with, I want to hear about it. And anything you want to say about any of these inks, you know, just 5 days, and then I'll be packaging up the set for Matt. The ones we've been messing with here are my set, and they're pretty much what I'd call rejects. I tried to pick the one that I thought was, you know, more legible or better, you know, to send over there to him, so that'll be nice. So at inkswatch.com, these will appear, you know, as soon as possible. And that'll be fun for all of us to start comparing them and everything in the new year. So I'm going to leave it at that. And we have another place to go. And actually, I'm picking up some actual pictures of Toby and Coco and Princess. Princess ended up a tree. The day that we went out of town, we left her inside. Because we thought, with all this adjustment and everything that she's going through to adjust to having Toby come inside, we better not leave her for that many hours. You know, she's not used to that. She's used to the door revolving, open and closed, and if it rains at all, she comes in. And he has a place in the utility room that he goes, so we left her in. Well, when I let her out when we got back, she went up the tree as high as she could go, and she looked down on me like, and I got the most awesome picture of her. But because I know cats so well and I've been around them so long, I could just about tell what she was thinking of me, and it was not good. But eventually, with a line of treats and a whole bunch of groveling, I got her back in the house for the nighttime, because they don't stay out at night. So, oh my goodness. Oh, okay, I will see you on the next video. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you over on Instagram here and there as I get time. And I just hope everything's going well for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.